in 2025, a wide variety of MMOs will enter early access or even reach full release. Fans of online role-playing games can look forward to an exciting year filled with new experiences. We've compiled a selection of standout MMO titles set to make waves in 2025. Our first candidate is one of the MMOs already playable in an alpha version. However, the keys cost $120 and grant participation in all upcoming tests. Ashes of Creation has been in development at Intrepid Studios for almost 10 years and has been in Alpha 2 since October 2024. Starting May 1st, the third wave will begin, with servers going consistently live and eventually transitioning into the beta phase. Whether a full version will be released by the end of 2025 remains unclear. Ashes of Creation is a mix of sandbox and theme park, currently featuring 9 races and 8 classes, which can be combined into 64 subclasses. A special feature is the nodes, which can be conquered and developed from a village to a large city by completing tasks. On the way to becoming a metropolis, there will be mayoral elections, housing, and cooperative quests. However, be cautious. If you transport resources for your expansion, your caravans and nodes can be attacked and conquered by other guilds. The final version will likely require a monthly subscription fee of approximately $13. If you prefer questing and boss fights over battling other players in MMOs, Aeon 2 might be just the right game for you. Unlike its predecessor from 2008, the game focuses largely on PvE content. PvP battles with other players will also be available but play a minor role. As in the previous title, you will take to the skies with your own wings, a feature that will be even more important in the sequel. Publisher NCSoft promises a larger world than the first part, built on Unreal Engine 5. The launch is planned for the second half of 2025, with a major marketing campaign set to kick off earlier this year. The payment model will follow Throne and Liberty, making it a free-to-play game with an in-game shop and battle pass. The action-heavy MMO Chrono Odyssey features a darker fantasy setting where you join an organization called Idra, which is dedicated to fighting 12 gods and promises large-scale battles. The time mechanics central to Chrono Odyssey are a key aspect of both the story and gameplay. The so-called Chronotector, a powerful magical artifact, can manipulate the flow of time. Players can switch seamlessly between the past, present, and future, similar to the world-switching mechanic in Lords of the Fallen from 2023. A trailer released in May 2024 showcased not only a highly detailed game world, but also the combat system, which draws inspiration from Dark Souls. Players must attack, dodge, and parry during fights, choosing from 6 classes: Paladin, Swordsman, Berserker, Assassin, Ranger, and Sorceress. Each class features multiple weapon types that can be switched during combat. Developer NPixel also promises a dynamic weather system and regularly added biomes and regions. Dungeon and raid challenges, as well as PvP content, will also be included. Chrono Odyssey is built on Unreal Engine 5, with a release planned for the fourth quarter of 2025 on PS5, PC, and Xbox Series X and S. Since November 26, 2024, you can play Corppunk in early access. A standout feature here is the ISO perspective. This top-down MMO has 6 classes with 18 specializations. The game includes a crafting system, dungeons, raids, and world bosses for PvE players, while PvP fans can engage in arenas and battlegrounds. According to early feedback, the early access version is solid, though some quality-of-life features are still missing. A full release by the end of 2025 seems likely. Already in the first quarter of 2025, Dune Awakening is expected to be released for PC, with console versions following later. According to the developers, the game aims to stay true to the books and adopt the film's visual style. However, one key difference is that Timothée Chalamet's character, Paul Atreides, who plays a significant role in both the books and films, is never born in the game universe. Paul's mother follows the Bene Gesserit's instructions and gives birth to a girl instead. Consequently, the Assassin's War continues at the start of Awakening, with players beginning at the lowest rung of the social hierarchy, struggling for survival. The survival mechanics suit the harsh desert planet Arrakis perfectly. Besides the threat of dehydration, players will also face the lethal sandworms. The deeper players venture into the desert, the better the loot, but also the greater the danger. Developers have confirmed that the entire desert zone will be PvP enabled, making conflicts with others inevitable. As in the film, not just water bottles but also other life forms and water sources will be contested by players. Building personal bases plays a significant role in the game, with specialized air and ground vehicles available for modification, with modules for exploration, combat, and resource extraction. If the name of the fantasy MMO Soulframe and its developer, Digital Extremes, remind you of the loot shooter Warframe, you're not mistaken. The game is indeed from the Warframe creators, but instead of guns, players will wield swords in close combat, where precise timing and skillful dodging are essential. For ranged combat, players can use bows or even hurl their shields at enemies. Beta registration for Soulframe is already open, and the game will follow a free-to-play model. PAX Day entered early access in June 2024, which is expected to last until at least June 2025, though a full release in the second half of the year remains a possibility. Since its early release, PAX Day has received regular updates, including crafting, combat system enhancements, and the December 2024 Market Square update, introducing a dynamic market and economic system. The game also added German and French localization. In this social sandbox MMO, players can build entire fortresses or villages together by collecting resources through trading and gathering. PAX Day offers both PvE dungeons and PvP zones. The game operates on a pay-to-play model, with the early access version priced at $39.99 on Steam. If you remember RuneScape, you might be interested in Brighter Shores. The early access version of this new game by RuneScape creator Andrew Gower is free to play. Based on current information, early access will continue until 2025, allowing for further development and feature additions. The launch was rocky, with players criticizing the skill and profession system. Brighter Shores operates in episodes, where new areas and abilities unlock at the start of each episode, often confusing players. Gower aims to ensure all players enjoy new content equally without experienced players gaining too much advantage. Initially met with mixed reviews, the game has since improved to mostly positive ratings, though recent reviews remain mixed. That was a brief overview of MMO highlights for 2025, including both first-time playable games and those reaching full release.